This video will show you how to identify whether an article you found in the library database is a primary research study. This is helpful for classes like Bioscience and Psychology when your instructor asks you to find primary research, also known as primary studies. In broad terms, primary sources refer to sources that were written by people who experienced something firsthand or lived through important events. In history and humanities, this often takes the form of diaries, autobiography, or speeches. In the sciences, this refers to scientific experiments that were performed by the article's authors. This is different from secondary sources or secondary research, which comments on existing work or combines the work of several authors. Your best bet at CCC for finding articles like this is the library database called Academic Search Complete. Primary studies are almost always published in scholarly journals, also known as academic journals. Starting from the CCC library homepage, scroll down to the link labeled Search the Databases. This takes you to our A to Z databases list. You can think of this page as being like the list of stores at the shopping mall. First, you need to decide which store to go shopping in, then you can start looking for the specific item that you want. Click on Academic Search Complete. Type in your search terms and take a look at the results. If you want to adjust your search to see only recent articles, such as articles published within the last 5 or 10 years, use the controls near the top of the screen. You'll notice that each article in the results list has a label telling you what type of source it is, whether it's from an academic journal, a newspaper, or a magazine. It also specifies whether the article is peer-reviewed. But even if you click the academic journal box to limit your search, you should be aware that not all of these articles are primary research. So how do you know if an article is primary research? You have to look closely at these important clues. First, scan the abstract and see if the authors have identified or described their research participants. Does the method section describe the authors working with people, animals, or microorganisms? For example, in this article, you can see in the abstract, the authors say, quote, "A total of 353 school-attending youth were recruited from high schools in Australia." Sometimes you'll also see the abbreviation N equals and then a number. This is scholar code for the number of study participants. That tells me that this article is definitely a primary study. Second, you want to be on the lookout for words in the article's title, like meta-analysis or systematic review, or even just review. These kinds of articles are not primary research. They aggregate data from many different studies to draw bigger picture conclusions about a broader topic. Looking at this other article, this abstract says 6 electronic databases were searched for randomized controlled trials. This tells me that this is a systematic review and not a primary research study, since the authors are searching for existing studies and trying to draw broader conclusions by looking at what those studies have in common. So when an article explicitly mentions research participants in their method section or in their abstract, then it's a good bet that it's a primary research study. And if you aren't sure that the article you've chosen is a primary research study, you can ask a librarian. Your CCC librarians are available in person at the library reference desk, or you can connect with us by phone, email, and chat. We're here to help you.